This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is my childhood beginnings to the Souls series. What's up, YouTubers, one and all? My name is FateLive1987, and today we are taking a look at Bloodborne, the card game, and his expansion, The Hunter's Nightmare. And I'm gonna say right now, these two are the reason why I got into the Souls games in the first place. This is, pun intended, because it's a trophy, and it's also a name of an ending in Bloodborne, my childhood beginnings to the Souls series. This is a, now, yes, that does mean I have had these before. I, one, wasn't able to review them before because I didn't have access to the camera back then. And two, long story short, had, they were thrown out. So, I ended up getting them back. Here they are. And I like them. I really do. I like both of them. I don't care for their flaws. I like them so much. Biggest flaw that it does have is that it's 3 to 5 players, according to the box. But it does have a small gameplay time. It is easy to learn the rules. Easier than you think. And there is a lot of good things about it. Like, I like... People do like it. But over the board game, which is clearly more expensive and more rare to get everything and stuff, this is what we have. Also, there was another expansion that it came out with, Game Night Kit. I'm not getting that. The only thing I'll ever get out of the Game Night Kit is the Moon Presence card. That's it. Like, I'm not getting anything else. Moon Presence card is the only thing I'll get out of that kit. Everything else... So, let's take a look at each box. First up is the core set. Very nice looking. I mean, you even got the PlayStation official licensed product. CMON always does this, and it's so good. CMON's been doing Bloodborne, and I love it. I really do love CMON's take. They also did a God of War card game, which I have at home. And yes, I'm not at home at the moment. I'm somewhere else. So, here we are with this. According to this, welcome home, good hunter. Yharnam's blood calls to you. You may believe this to be nothing more than a bad dream, but its curse lies heavy upon us all. Long ago, the cursed city of Yharnam made a grim discovery. By using blood ministration, every affliction could be cured. But with that healing power came a terrible disease, transforming the city's inhabitants into nightmarish creatures. Now, on the night of the hunt, you have come to the city. Using the power of the chalice, you and your fellow hunters have entered the chalice dungeon, where you must confront terrifying bosses together. But in the end, only one of you will gather enough blood to escape the nightmare. And then here is the game's thing, which is, in Bloodborne, a card game, every hunter secretly and simultaneously chooses their strategy for each fight. Will you attack and gather blood, sabotage the efforts of other hunters, or retreat to save the hunter's dreams, secure your blood, and build up your strength for later battles? You will need clever strategy, ruthless cunning, and steady nerves if you hope to win this game of treachery and terror. Oh, and another thing. You will die a lot in this game. There's no doubt dying. There's no doubt about it. In Bloodborne, in Dark Souls, and even Elden Ring, if they ever come out with a board game, which I really hope they do, you're going to die a lot. Especially if you're not especially if you're unprepared. So far, the core set only has 87 cards, 500 boards, 500 health dials, 75 Blood Echo plastic tokens, 16 cardboard tokens. 16? It should be 15. Oh, wait. No. I know where to say 16. Never mind. And 3 custom monster dice. So, there's the core set. Moving that off to the side, here we got Bloodborne, the card game Hunter's Nightmare, which is obviously based off the DLC, The Old Hunters. And you got some real good box art there. I have to admit, the box art is really good. Now we got this. Welcome to your nightmare, good hunter. For those who dare venture further, the dungeons grow ever darker. May the ghostly light of your Carol Room guide your way. The expansion for Bloodborne the card game adds all new challenges and resources to the game. Each hunter may etch their own Carol Rune, gaining a unique power that will shape their entire game experience. Death tokens make death an even greater obstacle, limiting your trophy rewards the more times you die during the game. And finally, this set contains a full array of new monsters, bosses, and hunter upgrades to add even more variety to your game. If it is new challenges you seek, the Hunter's Nightmare is waiting for you. Of course, the core set is needed. It's required. And you got 15 death tokens, 12 rune cards, 38 hunter upgrade cards, 8 final boss cards, 17 challenge dungeon cards, and 8 challenge dungeon boss cards. Totaling all that up, you got 85 cards in here. That's not bad. You almost had the same amount of cards as the core sets. That's not bad at all. Which also means that... No, wait, that's like 83. Never mind, 83. But you also got the Blood Moon Moon Presence card that you got. So that is a total of only 171 cards for such a good game. And check it. If I got the card, and if I got the Blood Moon Presence card, all that together, this right here is $50 retail. And I got this for $50 retail, but also add about $10 shipping. Plus tax. Add the card, which is about $7. That's basically got $70 of a really good game. You really do. I mean, it's easy to get this. It's easy to get everything in one go, unlike Bloodborne, the board game. Which I was really planning to get it, but at the same time I was like, oh man. I mean, I would like to implement some of the boss stuff with it, but for now, this is what we got. So we wasted enough time on the boxes. Let's open each of them up and see how cool they actually are. Now I'll be showing you each card, and you can pause if you like. So we're going to open this up carefully. Try not to scratch the box, if you know what I mean. This is going to be one of the best, I'm loving this video already because this is like revisiting the time that I got this game for the first time. And got me into the Souls series at all. In fact, this game got me into researching a lot about Bloodborne, being obsessed with it. And even though it's not connected to the other Souls games like Dark Souls 3, which I also absolutely love, thanks to the board game, and the card, and the official card game, both by Steamforged. This is the best we could do. So we got the rulebook. This is the first thing we get. We got the rulebook. The rulebook is 16 pages, because I remember clearly, because I've had it before. Get all these playtesters and all that. I'm not going to read everything, but I am going to read the White Lettering introduction. I would tell you not to be afraid, Hunter, but the truth is that you should be. Whatever you hope to find in Yharnam, it's got its hooks in you now. The only way you're gonna break out of this nightmare is with Yharnam's blood. But that blood carries a curse with it. So, there is a lot to deal with. This is the denotation of the cards and stuff you get in there. You have 15 trophy tokens and a first player token. That's why they said there were 16 on the back. You have 500 health dials, 75 blood echo tokens, 15 worth 5, and another 60 only worth 1. That is a lot to keep track of, so you best keep it baggy. You also got custom monster dice, 2,500 starter cards, of which there's 5 per hunter, because there's only the max amount. 32 hunter upgrade cards, 18 Chalice Dungeon cards, 5 hunter boards, 5 final boss cards, and 7 Chalice Dungeon boss cards. So you got a good array. So to get set up is quite simple. Choose final boss, which is really simple. Prepare Chalice Dungeon deck, which is 3 bosses, 7 monsters. Upgrade deck, you got 5 upgrades, 1 for each you got upgrade for each hunter, which means it could be 3, 4, or 5 max. Hunter boards with trophy, hunter starter cards, blood reserve, health dial set at 8. Choose the first player, reveal the first monster. And of course, we just go through the big rules and stuff. Final boss cards change the effect of the game permanently. Regular boss cards only change it for during that specific part of the battle. So, there's that. Action cards, which is mainly weapons, ranged weapons, and utility cards. Then we have playing the game, which we will go over later. And there's death, there's hunter death, there's trophies. Death does not mean the end of the game, actually. The final boss, end the game, and you just get the rule summary at the back of the book. So there's that. So now we have the hunter dials, and one of them did officially fall out. 2, actually. Wow. So this is the hunter dials and stuff. You can clearly see that's how it's going to work. And yes, if you go to 0, you die. So it's only separated 8. You only got 8 health in this game, max at a time. You can't use other things. You got all these tokens. Let's just punch them out now for the heck of it. And I like the fact that they have good cardboard for it. They have good cardboard for the tokens. They never chipped when I had them, so that's really good. People are saying it chips for the board game, though. So, best be warned for that. But I do like the cardboard for this, don't get me wrong. One thing I definitely like to do when it comes to this game, when it comes to setting up, I like to orientate the trophies the right way. As in, like, make them face up like how they are lined up right here. And a good thing about the, about this is that you, for this, despite the fact this is on the back, I really wish it said you died on the back. I really do. But we do not have that. Unfortunately, Dark Souls is the only board game that has that inside a game box. It literally says you died as soon as you open it. There's your first free death by Steamforce. You're welcome. But we're not talking about Dark Souls, we're talking about Bloodborne. Unfortunately, the hunter is same on both sides, so you can't really see the face. But I mean, then again, hunter's always been a mystery in truth. So you just attach this, and it's just that simple. You can really tell I'm having fun with this a lot. And there's that all done. To put these together, you will see in a moment how that works. But you don't really get a lot. I'm thankful with this that I wish the tracker could be a bit larger, you know? But it is what it is. Each round, choose and play action cards. Weapons, resolve instant effects, monster attack, hunter attack, monster escapes, hunter's dream, reveal new monster. If you understand the rules long enough, you would understand how to do that round. Do the rounds. And it's never a certain amount of rounds, actually. It never limits the rounds. And I'm glad for that. Now we have these right here first. We'll take care of these. So this is what you need to make the hunter dials. You are supposed to have these. And you got one with a hole, so you're going to need to slide it in through like so. And the other one needs something like this. And you're just going to make sure you not lose the piece and just tap it in. It's hard to do it, but once you got it in, it works. It works like a charm. Doesn't come off. And I'm glad for that. I will put the others together later, but for now, that's what we got. These are for the Blood Echo tokens, which is these. I would actually suggest, unlike my first time unboxing, keep the baggies for the Blood Echoes. Keep them. This is actually where you can either A, separate the cards, or B, you can actually use the cards from this expansion, put them there as well. Or C, I'm going to show you something that I prepared for a while. I actually prepared this morning. Fan-made cards that are nowhere near as the size of these. But, yes, I got some extra stuff, extra expansions, so what about it? And all of this can fit, if you align it correctly, it can and will fit in here. It's going to be a tough fit. And we'll go over these cards later as well. These are fan-made cards, which means they're not part of the official unboxing. There's nothing underneath this. I know this game inside and out because I actually have a full document on it. Yeah, I'm that obsessed with this game because it's my favorite. You could basically say that this game is my ultimate favorite card game of all time. I don't know. Even though it does have the big flaw of not that it's not single player, it's so what about it? I found rules that can be, so yeah, screw that. It is my favorite game. There could be some games that could beat it, but for now, this is all you got. Now I know I'm just like organizing some fan-made cards, but seriously, it's kind of a lot to deal with, you know? I really wish that I could have printed these bigger, you know, for others to see, but yeah. And you can only find these on Board Game Geek on my profile, and I'll probably do a print and play sooner. I forgot to pause. That scared the hell out of me. Thanks a lot. But anyways, we got this, and it's good. I will show you all the fan cards later. But for now, today is unboxing of both expansions. And yes, both expansions can fit inside this. This is also where the trophy tokens go. Right here. This is where the trophy tokens go when you put them away. In fact, let's put them there right now for the heck of it. You know, just demonstrate. So you got the these. You got the humanoid, you got the beast, and you got the kin. So those are your three main ones. This is where the dials go once you're finished making them all. This is where the hunter goes, and you easily just lay him down there. I like the storage. It's like so well thought out. I really do appreciate it. And this does leave space for more cards later on. But for the time being, this is what we have so far. This is where the big blood echoes go and the little blood echoes, although it's hard to keep those there. So, we will go over that soon. I got to finish putting all these together. Making sure they're like aligned, so, you know, not being bent or anything like that. Not to mention that we also have to go through the Hunter's Nightmare expansion to this unboxing is over, so yeah. Which I also know inside and out because I've had it as well. I studied it. I'm that obsessed with this game, you could say that if you stole it from me, I would hunt you down. That's how bad I am with this game. Like, that is how bad my obsession level with this game is. Granted, I have tried playing the actual video game. I suck at it. I suck. I really do. And, I mean, I could explain some more rules while I'm doing this at the moment, or I could just, like, you know, do other things. Where's the fun in that? And some of these you are going to need to have rules and stuff and all that to, for the fan-made cards, I have a set of rules that I've made for these, so it works well. But I have it in like a packet or so, and it's like, it's like a bit odd, you know? Unfortunately, it gets even worse is that I made a lot of fan-made expansions on my own, but I don't have cards. I only made it completely in text form. So I haven't really designed anything besides the structural, and I haven't even play tested them, and on top of that, if I were to play test them, I would fail spectacularly, because I think I rigged them too high. You know, like, I think I really made the game really more like a collectible, very hard card game, instead of the card game you see before you. Let's take a look at the final boss cards. And if YouTube wasn't so copyright asshole, I would actually put on Scourge Beast music for the intro of this video. I really would, but I don't want to be copyrighted anymore. So here we go with Vicar Amelia. Hunter's maximum health is 6, and by the way, final boss cards are for the entire game. And they all have yellow. They all have a yellow die to roll, which means they are like medium damage. And that's kind of sad. I really wish that they were actually like all final boss cards, including the Moon Presence, all have yellow. But with the fan-made cards, there are some that have been changed to colors like green or red. Excuse me for a moment. Ah, bless me. So we got that. Nikolaj, host of the Nightmare. There's two main bosses in here that people don't like. Bless me again. So, this is the first one. Nikolaj hosts a nightmare. Also, there's a boss people hate inside the game because he's such a freaking coward. Whenever a monster escapes, add one random non-boss monster from the box to the top of the Chalice Dungeon deck. You can clearly tell how long this game is going to run with that rule. Especially if your players are inexperienced. 14 health. Gehrman the First Hunter. People do like this one. All the monsters and bosses enter play with 2 additional blood echoes. So say something like you have the Kirk Beast, which is 7 HP. It's actually 9 HP. Good luck. And not to mention that only Gehrman is the one that doesn't have that addition. He only has 14. Margot's Wet Nurse is probably one of the most easiest ones, and good one to start off anything. At the beginning of each round, each hunter gains 1 health up to the maximum health. So it's like a freebie. This one actually helps you out. And then this is the last one that people do hate a lot. Rom the Vacuous Spider. 12 health, but the second time each hunter is killed, they are eliminated from the game. Which means that, say, player 3 is eliminated. Player 3 dies twice. They're done. They can't play anymore. I don't like the rule. I really don't. So people have resorted to rewriting the rule a bit. And I will tell you all about that later. Turning our attention to these, now we have a full stack of cards we need to go through. And we need to basically cut this open carefully. Right there. There we go. Take a small cut. So. I am trying not to ruin the integrity of the cards at the moment. There we go. That's better. That is better. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be a doozy because this one's going to take a little while. But we're going to go over all the cards. And thankfully, they are in a good order for us to begin. Let's start off with the monster cards and get them over with. Alright? Some monster cards help you, some hurt you, and some just roll to die. Roll to kill you. That's it. So, Church Servant. When revealed, the hunters with the fewest total blood echoes will collect 2 blood echoes from the reserve. Three blood echoes from reserve, 4 health. Yellow die, 5 health. If this escapes, each hunter takes 1 damage for each of their unbanked blood echoes. That could kill you depending on how much you had unbanked. Huntsman's Minion, only 7 HP. Yuri the Last Scholar. Something that is unfortunately not inside the board game. When revealed, the hunters with the fewest total blood echoes. And notice also they have the trophies there as well. They have the trophies. Only 3, but it's a red die, so she's hard. Only 6. Some of these are hard. When revealed, each hunter takes 1 damage. Carrion Crows. Rabid Dogs. If this escapes, each hunter takes 2 damage. Beast Possessed Soul. Man-Eater Boar. If this escapes, each hunter loses 1 trophy of the highest type. Yes, they can actually lose trophies. It isn't just winning trophy, you can also lose them. But especially that it goes hard, especially when it comes to the expansion. We will get to that later. Scourge Beast, the hunters with the most cards in hand take 2 damage. Celestial Emissary. When revealed, each hunter gains 1 new upgrade in turn order, then refill the available upgrades. You see, it's like enemies like these that you can actually count on to help you. This is just the same as that thing as the last card. If this escapes, each hunter must discard 2 weapon cards to their use pile if able. Note it says if able. If you have only one card, you have to do it. If you have no cards, that's probably fine. Garden of Eyes. Winter Lantern is probably the most hellish. If this escapes, the single hunter with the most total blood is killed. No effective hunters are tied. And total blood meaning both collected and banked. Fluorescent Fire, when revealed, each hunter takes 1 damage. And now we're getting to the bosses. Melee weapons that deal damage to this also deal the same damage to the hunter on your left. See, now it has 2 trophies. Also, final bosses have all 3 trophies. Martyr Ligarius. Each hunter that helps kill this claims an additional trophy at any type. That ability helps you. Watchdog the Old Lords. Each ranged weapon deals a maximum of 1 damage against this. That hinders you. And also the red die. What was Ligarius was yellow. One Reborn. Each hunter that inflicts damage to this collects 2 additional blood echoes from the reserve. So this, of course, this actually is in vain with the game, because these are actually things that you can't do in the game or can do or related to the boss. So I do like how they're trying to implement that. Especially how the One Reborn comes from flesh, so you would expect a lot of blood. Cleric Beast. Hunters cannot prevent damage with card effects. Which pretty much just goes to show that Cleric Beast is a hard boss right off the bat. But as time goes on, it doesn't have to be. Father Gascoigne. Any weapon that inflicts damage to this is removed from the game at the end of the round. So say a weapon like Kirk Hammer. That's going to get removed at the end of the round. And that's kind of sad. The Witch of Hemwick. Hunters with no trophies above level 3 claim 1 trophy of their choice if they inflict any damage to this. And you notice she's the only green boss. So, there's that. That is all that. And while we're at it, let's take a look at the dice as well. Have to get it out, the tape. It was rolled in so well. No more. Be free. Be free. So, this is the most hardest thing about the dice. So, this is a plus. This basically means you have to roll again. So you got 1 plus, 0, 0, 1, 2. Green dice is obviously the easiest. Then we got 1 plus, 1, 2 plus. No, this does not mean you have to roll twice. This just means you get 2 damage and you have to roll again. 0, 3, and 1. And finally, red dice, which is, if I can orient this correctly, 2, 2 plus, 0, 1 plus, 4, and 3. So yeah, this red dice is something that people do not. It's going to get people killed. A lot. Turning our attention to the cards we got for upgrades. I'm going to show you those right now. These are hunters. Okay, so now we're going to get the starter cards. There's 5 of each starter card, so we're just going to start with that. So we got the Hunter Axe, the Saw Cleaver, which I really wish the Saw Cleaver was more than an axe, but oh well. The Hunter Pistol, which it also has instant effect. If you are the only hunter to play Hunter Pistol, inflict damage immediately instead of the instant hunter's attack step. Transform. After seeing all Hunter's reveal cards, choose a melee or ranged weapon from your hand and reveal it. So if you play this, you can play a weapon of your choice after that for that step. Hunter's Dream. Any damage you take this round is halved. So you gotta play this beginning of your round. Then bank your collected blood. Reclaim all use action cards. Get a new upgrade and rest to full health. So it basically details the stage of that right there. There are 25 of these because there's 5 per hunter. This is how big the stack is at the moment. Now we turn our attention to the 32 upgrade cards. So we have Blood Vial. And by the way, there's 2 of each card except for certain ones. I'll tell you which ones have more than 2. Blood Vial. Heal to full health. Also take 1 unbanked blood echo from each hunter with more total blood echoes than you. So this can easily get you some points if you play it well. Molotov Cocktail. Deal 1 damage to all hunters, including you and the current hunter. So this is like a risk taker. This is like a risk taker for this one. Dreaded Cane. If the monster doesn't have all the blood you should collect, take the rest from the reserve. Only claim a trophy if you take at least 1 blood from the monster. Kirk Hammer, like I said, this one's very dangerous, like has 4. Beast Claw. Enters the hunter's dream during the hunter's dream step unless you have the highest total blood. So that one can help or hinder you. Whenever hunters who play a melee weapon take damage, they take double. Ludwig's Rifle. If you're the only hunter to play this weapon, it's like the hunter's pistol. Saw Spear. You inflict 1 damage for each point of damage your hunter takes this round. Repeated Pistol. There are 4 of these. Ignore all damage inflicted on your hunter this round. That won't play well with some. Cannon. Inflict 1 damage to each of the other hunters. You also get 4 of those. Hunter Blunderbuss. All hunters who play melee weapon inflict 1 less damage. Bolt Paper. This one's a heavy one. The combined weapons of all your used melee weapons. Combined damage to all your used melee weapons. So, say you have like a few big hard hitters inside your used deck. You can use this against a boss or something, and you can easily kill it. Stake Driver. If you get any trophies this round, get an additional trophy of 1 of the monster's types. And Tonitrus. Each hunter who played a ranged weapon this round must give you 1 unbanked blood echo if they have any. So, there's that. And now, it is time we turn our attention to the Hunter's Nightmare. We're going to unbox this one tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know. I am very sleepy, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. This one also know the rules and all that stuff, but we're going to take a look at it. And like I said, this is also based off the DLC and other mid-monsters that you might miss in the core set. So, there's that. So, first, another thing to notice on the thing is that it has a good background on the sides, if you noticed. And I do like that. I really do. So we got the rules, which is a small pamphlet. It has new monsters and challenge bosses, new final bosses. We get runes. Runesmith Carol, student of Bergenworth, transcribed the inhuman utterings of the Great Ones into what are now called Carol runes. By learning to etch these runes, hunters attain their wondrous strength. Death tokens. Death is even more threatening in the Hunter's Nightmare expansion, limiting the trophies a hunter may accumulate. And then we get some extra weapons and rules explanations, because they are needed, and we are thankful for that. So now we have the 15 tokens, death tokens, and we're going to take them out. And again, it's the same good, notice how the death tokens are covered in blood. So, there's that. This can be tossed aside. So now we turn our attention to the bigger deck of these cards. And this. And this pretty much can be used as something else, or just stay like this, you know. It's up to you. But here we go. We're going to uncap this. I'm trying my best not to scratch the cards when trying to open these. It's one of the biggest problems. Get a small pinch or something. There we go. Again, I'm glad for this game. I really am. Glad to have it in my hands. And yes, I give you some tools and tips and tricks and all that. Damn, why are you hard? This is gonna take me a while. Oh, got it. Got it right here. There you go. There you go. Alright, I'm on. There you go. Out of the package now. Yep, you're free. Okay. This is the final bosses for this expansion. And it's also, most of these are bosses from Old Hunters and Chalice Dungeons. So here we go. Launch the first Vicar. Each time any monster is healed, the hunters with the lowest health claims run trophy. So this boss helps you. Demarian Queen. Yarn of Demarian Queen. After the monster's attack step, deal damage to each hunter equal to the number of hunters that died this round. So that can vary, actually. So it can actually kill you after. It can kill extra hunters after they die and stuff. Whenever a hunter dies, they advance an additional death token of choice. That definitely goes against you. Demarian Descendant. Living Failures. When a hunter dies, all other hunters claim one trophy of the lowest type. So this could give you an abundance, but it's at the cost of others. Ludwig the Holy Blade. This I like. This is one of the abilities I do like. But the picture, I really wish they could have used a better one. Double the number of available upgrades. Upgrades only refill when a boss is revealed or at the start of the final boss fight. Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. Each time any monster is killed, the hunter who dealt the killing blow claims one additional trophy of their choice. Killing blow basically means, according to this, the hunter who dealt the killing blow is the one who removed the last blood echo from the monster. So you have to take turns with taking it, and whoever took the last one is a killing blow. Amygdala, this one's also a hell to deal with. Whenever a monster escapes, all hunters who damage it during a fight advance a death token of their choice. Now, it's a choice, so you can easily do one that's easier for you. Orphan of Costs. This one surprisingly helps you despite the fact this boss in the real game is hell. After Transform Weapon step, if only one hunter played a weapon type, ranged weapon or melee weapon, all other hunters collect one blood echo from the reserve. And now we're headed to the runes. Runes you choose at the start of the game. You have two choices. You can only take one, and of course they're face down. So there's that. When you deal damage to a monster with a melee weapon, collect one blood echo from the reserve. Deal killing blow to a monster, claim one additional trophy of your choice, and heal 2 health. So these are all throughout the game as well. You get these abilities throughout the game, no doubt about it. After the hunter's dream step, if another hunter died this round and you didn't, claim one trophy of your lowest type. Using a melee weapon, it deals 2+ damage to monsters, but you take 1+ damage from monsters. So it's a trade-off. Transform weapon step, if you're the only player played a card type, which is quite impossible, because... Oh wait, it's after Transform Weapon step. So, if you collect and immediately bank 1 blood echo from reserve. So, that could work with you sometimes. When you're at 4 or less health, all damage you deal to monsters is doubled. So, say you are at like 1 health. You use something with the Kirk Hammer. That's going to deal 8 damage. Deep Sea. When you deal damage to a monster with a ranged weapon, collect and immediately bank 1 blood echo from the reserve. Odon Rife. When you deal damage to other hunters, deal +1 damage. So this is definitely going to kill others. After the hunter's attack step, if you dealt the most damage to the monster this round, excluding ties, heal 1 health per damage you dealt. So this can actually... So if the monster escapes, if you heal the monster, if you hurt the monster more than the other players, you can take back that health. When you reveal a weapon card, bank half your blood echo. When you reveal a weapon card, bank half your collected blood echoes, rounded down. After the hunter's attack step, if you dealt the most damage to the monster this round, collect 2 blood echoes from the reserve. And when you reveal a ranged weapon, heal 2 health. So there's all that. That is all the that's all the big bosses. Now we're gonna take a look at the other cards that come with this expansion. Alright, there we go. Rip off, flip off, and get off my hand. Alright. So again, we're going to start with the monsters. Moran Cleric, at this escape, each hunter claims 1 trophy of their choice. It's the only escape effect that could possibly help you at the moment. When revealed, hunters that have 4 or less cards in hand recover 1 card from their use pile to their hand. So if you don't have your max of 7 and you only have 4 or less, you can recover 1 of their cards. Huntsman Minion. Apparently they decided to do a second Huntsman Minion instead of get a brand new character. A brand new monster. I don't like that. If this escapes, hunter with the lowest health is killed. Labyrinth Rat Keeper, another one that helps with health. If this escapes, hunters with 2 or less health feel to full health. So this is like a rare one to get for hunters. If this escaped, the single hunter with the most unbanked blood echoes takes 5 damage. No effective tide. This is tying into Winter Lantern with Frenzy, because this is a Frenzy type monster. Frenzy is a status effect that is like Curse in Dark Souls, or Scarlet Rot inside of Elden Ring, where too much you get too much of it and you're going to die quickly. You're going to die really quickly. Labyrinth Warrior. If this escapes, all hunters lose 1 trophy of their choice. Labyrinth Rat. If this escapes, all hunters take damage equal to number of cards remaining in the challenge dungeon deck. Which, if this is the first enemy, you're going to die. And not to mention that you probably might be on low health by that, on like some low down health because of the roll. But if it's like, say, maybe if it's the last card or like something in between, you could probably live it. But still, it's definitely you're gonna die. It's definite you're gonna die with this one. Especially if it's early. Madman's Escort. If this escapes, all hunters take damage equal to remaining blood echoes on this card. Large Crawler. We get nothing. Nightmare Apostle. Each hunter that helps kill this monster claims 1 additional trophy of the lowest type. So that's a strange one to deal with. They usually either have effects of when revealed or if this escapes. Kidnapper. If this escapes, the hunters with the most unbanked blood echoes loses 5 unbanked blood echoes. If this escapes, hunters with the most blank blood echoes takes 2 damage. Church Giant. When revealed, add 1 blood echo from the reserve to this monster for each hunter in the game. So, say you're 5 hunters. This can actually be 8 health to deal with. Hunting Dog. If this escapes, all hunters take damage equal to their number of unbanked blood echoes. So if you have more blood echoes than your health, you're gonna die. Especially if it escapes. Large Huntsman. You just got the red die. Snake Parasite. If this escapes, all hunters lose 3 unbanked blood echoes. Large Snake Ball. When revealed, all hunters lose 2 unbanked blood echoes. Now we get to the bosses. Each time a hunter takes damage, they lose the same amount of unbanked blood echoes. Bloodletting Beast. After the hunter's attack step, any hunters that dealt 3 or more damage to this boss collect 1 blood echo from the reserve. So that can help you. Loran Silver Beast. When this attacks, deal 1 extra damage to each hunter for each of their lost trophy spaces due to death tokens. So think of it this way. You got the death token on spot 5 of, say, humanoids, spot 8 of beasts and spot 1 of kin. That is going to take you down a lot. Especially when it attacks. So even if it rolls 0, you're going to get damage from it anyway. That's the bad part. Unless you have all your trophy spaces not filled. In which you'd be lucky if you don't. Keeper of the Old Lords. Hunters with no trophies above level 2 that help kill this boss gain double trophies from it. So that's a rare one as well. If you don't have any above level 2. Which should basically be the second mark. Abhorrent Beast. Hunters' instant effects deal 1+ damage to other hunters. Shadow of Yharnam. Whenever a hunter dies, they advance an additional death token of their choice. So that's unescapable. Dark Beast Pearl. This is similar to Watch All the Old Lords rule. Each melee weapon deals a maximum of 1 damage against this. This deals +1 damage to hunters who play a melee weapon. And finally, Bloodstarved Beast. This one is hell as well. Add 1 unbanned blood echo from each hunter to this boss the first time each round it rolls a plus on a die. So, say, hypothetically, you're rolling a dice. You got a plus for the round. And you are 5 hunters. That's 5 extra health back to this boss, so it can be hard to kill. And that's it. That's it for the monsters. Finally is the upgrade cards. We get 32 more. Here we go. Blade of Mercy. Heal 1 health +2 for each melee weapon you have in your use pile. Cost Parasite. Inflict 1 damage to each of the other hunters. Whirligig Saw. One of my favorites. If you're the only hunter to play melee weapon, deal double damage. So that can actually deal 6 damage. Boom Hammer. Weapon to be considered both weapon types. Which also means it can definitely hinder you on both Dark Beast Pearl and Watchdog of the Old Lords. Bloodletter. Instant effect. Deal 2 damage to hunters who didn't play a melee weapon or ranged weapon. So say you play a utility card instead of a weapon, or you play a Hunter's Dream, you're gonna get hurt. Lagar's Wheel. You may transform during the Transforms weapon step, which basically means you can reveal another card and have that with you as well. I mean, does that work that way? Hold up. No. According to the rules, if they want to transform or not, then players who chose to do so reveal a new card. So this is added to your damage. Chickage. Ignore any loss of blood echoes this round, including death. So if you die, you don't lose any. That's good. X. The Black Sky Eye. Number of unbanked blood echoes you possess. So say you play this and you're at 8 unbanked blood echoes, which that can possibly happen. You can easily take down a monster, or even whittle down a boss. Alsecco's Blood Vial. Instant effect. Heal 2 health and bank all unbanked blood echoes. Pungent Blood Cocktail. Take 1 unbanked blood echo from each other hunter and place them on the current monster. So this can actually hurt players. So not only you can deal 3 damage, but you not only you deal 3 damage, but you also add more. But if you're at 5 players, you can add, unfortunately, more health back. So this is a win or lose risk taker thing. Delay Molotov. If you're the last in the order in the turn order, as in like you are like right before the current first player, inflict 2 damage on the current monster and all other hunters. Hunter's Torch. When you deal damage with this, you may lose a level 1 or higher trophy to claim 1 trophy of your choice. That's also a win or lose situation. This is similar to Bolt Paper, except that it uses ranged weapons instead of melee. Rosmarinus. Other hunters who played a ranged weapon will take double damage from all sources this round. Evelyn. When attacking, you may discard 1 Unbanged Blood Echo to deal +2 damage. So that can easily deal up to 4 damage if you're willing to. Gatling Gun. Instant effect. Deal 1 damage to other hunters who play a ranged weapon, and 2 to hunters who play a melee weapon. Against the Gatling Gun versus Boom Hammer, this can deal 3 damage. Fist of Gratia. Instant effect. If you're the only hunter to play a ranged weapon, ignore all damage inflicted on your hunter this round. And finally, Piercing... No, wait, we got 2 more. Piercing Rifle. For each point of damage you take this round, collect 1 Blood Echo from the reserve. And finally, Church Cannon. Deal this weapon's full damage to each hunter who played Hunter's Dream. This cannot be halved or prevented. And that's it. Wow, we actually got through this in an hour. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised we got through this in an hour. Yeesh. So, that is the card game. I will be pulling a second video up for not only rules, but we're also going to be taking a look at all the fan-made cards that we got inside of here. We're going to prop these 2 up right next to each other to end the video. So I thank you all for watching this unboxing. Really appreciate it. This is one of my favorite games because it's what got me into the Soul series in the first place. Thank you so much. And as always, fear the old blood.